Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations, and I'm Nova, and today I'm going to take you on the journey of creating a Hobbit rug with crochet. So the first thing that I did was I made a big circle. This is going to be the door, and I just did double crochets. I did double crochets, increases wherever I thought I needed them, and basically just wanted it to keep growing to be a circle and lay flat. I did some little sketches of ideas of kind of how I want the door to look, and I got to work. So here I started to put wood grain effects on the door with some surface stitching, some surface slip stitching. And then here I decided that I was going to make some kind of like stone bricks and go all around the door with them. So I used this yarn that was like a variegated gray, kind of like a marbled gray, and I thought it would give me, you know, the natural like variation kind of that you would see in stone. This is a discontinued Hobby Lobby yarn, so I'm not really going to go into what it is, but here is just me showing how I attached them. I sewed them on with back loop onlys on the rug and on the bricks themselves, and sewed them onto the brick or onto each other. And there is no pattern for any of this. This is all freehanded. I wanted the bricks to be various sizes and shapes, but basically still, you know, conform to going around the rug, like making a little border. So here is what it is looking like at this point. Kind of zoomed out for you. Getting our frame of our door going. Got my little doorknob on there. So here is it sitting on my desk, being kind of a weird angle, but updating you guys on what it's looking like. I had started installing the rivets around the edges of the door, which were just single crochets, like 5 single crochets in a little circle. And then I sewed them on. I put them at like regular intervals to kind of look like rivets around the door. And I used that same color that I used for the doorknob. The doorknob is basically like a little amigurumi. I stuffed it and sewed it on here, and so it's like got like a 3D effect to it. The next thing that I started was making some hinges for my door. These I freehanded, of course. They were a little wonky. They weren't exactly what I hoped they would look like, but I am overall happy with them. I sewed them down really good, so much sewing. I wanted to make sure that these were completely like attached and would stay on and be flat and everything. So that is kind of what I wanted them to look like on the drawing, and then what they're looking like in reality of creation. And I am shaping them when I'm sewing them on as well to give like the shape I want a little more. But here is what it's looking like. And this is what it looks like with the bricks all the way around it. And the next step is to start making moss. So I pulled out a bunch of green yarns. I started to make little pom-poms to go on there just by wrapping the yarn around my hand until I got like a nice thick bunch. And then I would tie some yarn around that and cut it. Then I also did crocheting with some yarn that looked like moss to me. And this is like the project just sitting on my desk, kind of wadded up and kind of folded up. But you can see how it's going. And then here's a progress update of part of the moss completed. Basically, I just would do double crochets in one direction and turn directions and just freeform crochet really. Just no rhyme or reason, you know. I wanted it to look chaotic and realistic and, you know, not be all perfect. So here's what it's looking like. You know, moss has that variation to it and kind of bumpy shapes and things like that. I did a little bit of sewing here and there to change like the way that it would shape. Here was me kind of getting an idea of how I wanted to go forward. I decided to make some shelf mushrooms, which I just did double crochets in a magic circle, but I didn't complete them. I didn't connect them together into like a circle. Then I did double crochet, front post double crochets in another kind of yarn on the first 2 rounds of it. I did 3 rounds to get the shape that I had, and then I thought that kind of gave it that mushroomy look. And this is what it's looking like. I used 2 different colors of mustard for it, and then I sewed them on, and they look like this. I think they came out so good. If you're wondering what kind of mushrooms I'm talking about, here's kind of an example, but there's a lot of different colors and types of shelf mushrooms. That's just the kind I went for. But here is the moss completed. I'm so happy with it. And then I wanted to do like a big sunflower on here. So I made the front of the sunflower, and then I wanted to make a back to the sunflower. And then I sewed it on so that you wouldn't see the rug green in between like the puff stitches of the front of the sunflower. Just makes it like a little bit more, I don't know, realistic. And then here's what it looks like with the petals put on. This sunflower was sort of a hodgepodge of different like patterns that I've seen put together. And then here is the rug. Give you like a little video. There's my dog's tail. Here is the rug finished. So here is with the sunflower attached. I put a little mushroom, a little porcini. I have a tutorial for that actually, that porcini mushroom applique down there. But that's what it's looking like. So here is the finished crochet project, and I was so happy with it. But I wanted it to be more like a rug and not so much like, I don't know, a blanket. You know, it would get bunched up really easy if it was kicked or anything or walked on. So I got some fusible interfacing and wanted to try that out. So basically you just put that down and then iron it, and you like sit the iron and move it in intervals, like pick it up and move it. But after doing that, it was still not like attached super perfectly. So we tested it out, and since it was attached in places because of sitting it and moving it around, we could actually kind of slide it around now and like really get it on there. I did find with this particular interfacing in this project, I could take the towel off and directly iron on it, and it was totally fine. So, you know, just something that you have to test basically. But here is before and after of adding the interfacing. I think it really makes a big difference. And it also made a huge difference in how sturdy it feels. It like holds its shape now. But I'm super happy with how this project came out. This is my Hobbit door rug. It's going to be going in a nursery. So if you want to see it in the nursery, make sure that you stick around. Keep an eye out. I will be doing a nursery update soon, and it's going to be a Hobbit themed nursery. So lots of cool crochet stuff and also just cute stuff in general. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!